Westlaw account manager. Today I'm going to talk quickly about to run preemption check for a case comment. Keep in mind that the process for running and setting up a preemption check for a case comment differs vastly from the process for doing so with respect to an actual note. Case comment thing you're going to want to do is pull up relatively recent. Here I'm using a case the Supreme Court decided less than 2 months ago called Flowers v. Mississippi. A couple of tips I wanted to provide you with before we get into the actual preemption check. Really important links that are going to help you develop either a note or a case comment. When you retrieve a case, if you see that there are items listed under filings, those items would be plea memos and appellate briefs associated with the case. So you certainly would want to read those because they're going to really provide bill for your particular case comment. A second item that is really important to you is an alphabetical list of every case relied upon by the Flowers Court when they wrote their decision. But we're obviously here for preemption check tips. So this is the case I would like to focus upon for my case comment. First thing I'm going to do when I run a preemption check, I'm going to hover on the Citing References tab. And again, as I said, this case is a real recent case. It's less than 2 months old. It has been cited 28 times total, 8 cases to view to see if there are any academic law reviews that have been written that would have knocked you out of an ability to write a case comment and hopefully publish that case comment on this particular case. Now, most of the time, again, as I said earlier, if your case that you're using for the case comment is recent, there are not going to be a lot of academic law reviews out there. You'll see on the left-hand side of the 9 secondary sources as academic law reviews. If, on the other hand, you were using a case like Murphy, this was a case decided over a year ago. If I wanted to write over a year, there have been 78 law reviews written. Now, theoretically speaking, let's say that this was what I wanted to use for my case comment. This was the case I'm focusing on. The first thing that I would have to do is sort these by date and just basically go through and see if any of these articles impacts my ability to write a case comment on. You're probably going to have a problem if this were the case you would want to use for a case comment. Let's get back to the case I started with, though, Flowers. Flowers, as we already know, there aren't any currently, as of today, there are no academic law reviews that have been published to and or analyzed Flowers. That's great. Doesn't mean that there aren't going to be any in the next month or 2 or 3. So keep in mind, when you run a preemption check, it isn't just one and done. You have to run your preemption checks throughout the development process. And we make it really easy to do so because once you've run that initial preemption check, we've seen right now that there are no academic law reviews on point that have analyzed or cited to ICON. And following the wizard, I set up my preemption check for my case comment. Step 1, give it a name. Click continue. track and what you would like emailed to you in the future. Do I want citing references? Of course I do. I want future law reviews that cite particular cases, etc., that cite to and analyze this case, because that will also help with your will help you with developing your case comment. The second option here says include history references. That's future appellate references to the document. So if you were looking at a maybe in the next month or two it got appealed, you would probably want to get that information. I say with both of these you keep. You have an option here with respect to, do I want Westlaw to email me the full text of any future document that cites to Flowers? If I don't want that, I could just the list will be hyperlinked. You could click the link, it'll take you right in. Format, pretty standard. Click continue. How often do you want this to run? Obviously, I would suggest running it at, February 20th of 2020. We could put that as an end date. And here's an option I really on. There are going to be some weeks where there's nothing out there that's cited to Flowers, cited to my case. Let me know. Hey, there's me know that, yeah, it's running in the background. Once you're done, you click Save Alert. What it will do is it will create a notification center where it's listing set up. The notification or to my key site alerts, there's a notifications link that's static. It's always at the top of your Westlaw Edge screen. So I could click that link, click alert, me right in. And by the way, if you're done with your preemption checks, you could always select and delete them for future references if you didn't want them as well. I hope this was .com page, but I'm also adding it in the search box here as well, mark.frangillo@tr.com. Good luck, and I will hopefully see you around school. Take care.